Hi guys, this is me. Today I want to talk about something very serious that I have gone through, that I am currently going through. Depression and anxiety. The first one I want to cover is depression. Why? Because I'm currently going through it. I'm always going through anxiety. That's a constant thing for me. That's always going to be a constant thing for me. It's not going to go away. So that's why I want to go into depression first. This is probably going to wind up being a pretty long video. How long? I don't know. Okay, now let's talk depression. Recognizing the signs. Recognize the signs as soon as possible. Because because I went through depression a lot this year. The first time I went through depression, I was experiencing a lot of sadness. It felt like nothing was going right. For me, my personal experience is that I felt like everything was just crashing all around me. Like I wasn't allowed anything. But oddly enough, my school is filming a big movie. It's going to be feature-length film. It's going to be amazing. It sort of already premiered Carol of the Bells. And even doing filming of that, which is thankfully something new and exciting. At the same time, I was still going through depression. Like, despite me loving the fact that finally I had something new happening, because that's definitely a reason why I was depressed. Was I was still upset. I was still crying. Like I was still screaming in my head, and I wound up breaking down a few times on set. At one time, I actually had to walk off because I was about to cry, and I know that when I cry, I can't stop. So what I did was I grabbed my headphones, I grabbed my iPod, I walked away, and I listened to my music. First thing, I want to talk about symptoms, signs. Again, like I said before, the first sign typically is that you lose interest of the things you love doing. With me, I love singing, I love acting, I love writing. And at the time, no matter how much I do these things, I was still depressed. It's like I didn't even want to do them anymore. I mean, and it's not like you always want to stop doing it. I mean, you might still like enjoy doing this stuff. I feel like that's a false thing of depression. I mean, it's false, but it's not. But it's true at the same time. It's like you still enjoy doing them, but you're not feeling the passion in yourself like you used to. You're not passionate about acting anymore. You're not passionate about singing anymore. You're not passionate about eating anymore. I mean, depression affects everyone differently. Not everyone's the same. That's the thing that a lot of people get mixed up in. Like, people think, oh, you went through depression? I've gone through it too. Yes, I get it. I'm not trying to drag you down. I mean, I'll admit, I've done that to myself. I have said, oh, I'm sorry, I understand what you're feeling. But truth of the matter is, no, I really don't. Because I don't know what that person's going through. Everyone deals with depression differently. People experience depression differently. Oh, this one's definitely me. Hard to make decisions. It is. I'm just going through the symptoms on this one thing, and I'm gonna. Why do I explain myself as I'm doing it and not before? I don't. Anyways, hard to make decisions. Average person makes around 4 or 5 decisions per hour. But okay. Here's the thing with that. Some of us already have difficulty making decisions. I am really bad at that, even without having depression. I have a hard time making up my mind. I think might be my ADD, because I do have that in with a lot of things going on, and I don't know what to do. It's like this. It's like I already have a hard time making decisions. So it is tougher to diagnose depression when you already have you've had some of these symptoms. If some of these symptoms are normal for you, then it does make it difficult to really fully be diagnosed. That's why when I saw my psychiatrist like a few weeks ago, like a week or so ago, it was actually this past week, never mind, and I was given a new medication. I'm going to get into medications later on though, and the reason why, I asked for new medication because I wasn't taking medication for a while. I hated the last medication. So, but the reason why I said I wanted it again was because I was having thoughts of dying. It's strange. It's like they weren't suicidal thoughts because I wasn't thinking about killing myself, but I was constantly having thoughts of just dying in general. I kept on imagining myself being mortaled by someone, by being thrown off a building by someone else killing me, or just me dying from a disease or something. I think that might just be my anxiety. I really don't know, but because it's been happening a lot, I'm like, okay, I need new medication. Like that was how I'm able to recognize, okay, I think I'm dunking into it again. So that's how I was able to tell. But another sign is low self-esteem. Okay, now this is a bit tricky because I can't say everyone has self-esteem issues because I have the opposite of low self-esteem. I have very high self-esteem. I'm a very confident person. But at the same time, I do have the few things that I am insecure about. I'm insecure about my height and about my weight, and because I am insecure about my weight and height, I get really frustrated when someone else who's not fat says that they're fat. It is very frustrating. Like, look, I understand this is also your insecurity too, but if you say that when you're not as big as me, I'm gonna feel a million times worse about my body. It's just I'm not saying that you're not allowed to feel what you're allowed to feel. I'm not saying that you're not allowed to say how you feel. Of course, you're allowed to say it. It's just something to keep in mind. It's like, okay, wait a minute. My best friend or my friend is bigger than me. Should I really be saying this? Just a matter of keeping that in mind. The person might have insecurities of their own that you just might not know about. Like, I don't like talking about my insecurities. I hate talking about them. Again, I don't have a lot of insecurities. My weight is a big one because I am heavy set. I am obese. I am losing weight though. Last time I checked, I'm down to 172. I might be up to 174 again because of the amount of Oreos I ate this week. But they're really addicting. S'mores Oreos, they're not supposed to taste good, but they do. So I might have gained weight from that, which is why I'm going back to the gym because we were filming this week. Guilt. Yes, absolutely. Guilt is definitely a big part of depression. It's like you feel guilty about everything. It's like even if it's one little thing that you did wrong, you feel guilty about it. Even if it was the right thing to do, you feel guilty about it. I can't use myself as an example for this because, yes, there's times when I feel guilty, but there's times when I don't. I'm going to get into that soon because I'm having a lot of issues. Like I said, like a lot of times, like, again, people experience it differently. Some people experience sadness. Some people experience numbness. I know I'm going through depression right now because I'm experiencing a lot of numbness. Like, all the feelings I am having, I'm not feeling those feelings. I'm able to express the feelings, but I'm not feeling it on the inside. So I know when my best friend is going to watch this, I know that for a fact. I look happy on the outside, but on the inside, I don't feel that happiness. I don't feel that excitement. It's really strange. I'm only just realizing this. I think I've actually been going through this for longer than I might think because this happens to me a lot. I'll express an emotion without actually feeling it. It's really hard to explain because it does worry me. It is bothersome because I really should be feeling something. But yeah, guilt, like the disproportionate feelings of guilt. Sometimes you'll feel guilty, sometimes you won't. Again, it all depends on the person. This is a big one. Irritability. If you are like me and get irritable very easily, I get annoyed super easily already as it is. So this is a difficult one for me to recognize in myself because I experience it every single day. I have always been like this. I have always been a very annoyed person. So that's not something I can really diagnose myself because I'm always annoyed. I guess the best way to find out in me for the depression and irritability sense would be if I'm experiencing it more than normal. Because everyone gets annoyed from time to time. The irritability and depression is if it's happening constantly. Because if it happens every once in a while, that's completely normal. Don't feel like you're going through depression. Because maybe you're not. But again, everyone experiences depression differently. Like I'm reading off the thing. I'm only reading the signs. I'm going into my own descriptions. I'm not reading the descriptions on this. Anxiety. Yes, depression and anxiety do go hand in hand. Absolutely. No questions asked. According to this, people going through depression frequently become concerned about what's happening to them. Mysterious physical pains, fatigue, loss of appetite, problems concentrating, and other issues linked to the illness. Okay. It definitely goes hand in hand. It's like you're worried. It's like you're constantly worrying. It's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? It's like you're constantly thinking something is going on with you. Constantly thinking something is happening. Again, I don't mean to be going back to me constantly, but I'm talking about this stuff because I am going through with it. Until the people understand that not everyone's gonna go through it the same. I'm like right now, I'm doing just fine. Is it affecting me a lot mentally? Absolutely, a lot is affecting my daily day-to-day life. Yes and no. It's not affecting my performance, but it's affecting the way I respond to people. But yeah, but they do go hand in hand. You're constantly worried about what's happening, what's going on with you. You think you constantly think there's something wrong with you when there really might not be. Thing is, again, for people like me, it's a more difficult. I do have a thing called generalized anxiety disorder. I was diagnosed with it years ago. Years ago. Like, I'm 26 now, so I think I was 20 when I was diagnosed with it. Because I went on a field trip and I wanted to, like, that's the thing. As I was having suicidal thoughts, I felt like no one liked me. Like that's not a new feeling. I felt like that for years, and it really hit me hard when I was 20. So 6 years ago then. Will be 7 years ago in November because that's when it happened. And I went and I nearly jumped in front of a car in the street in New York. I was so close to doing it. I don't know what happened, but something stopped me. I don't know what it was, but something did. I was super close. I was like 1 inch, a few centimeters, maybe from the street of doing it. I don't know what stopped me, but something did. Honestly, I'm glad I didn't, because ever since then, I've been in 2 relationships. I met one of my best friends that I have now. Okay, the next, I was just talking about it. Suicidal thoughts. I was having a lot of suicidal thoughts back then. I think that's when I started having depression. Because when I was younger, growing up, from like when I was a baby to like the end of high school, I was absolutely fine. I mean, knowing the end of high school, I was starting to get there. And it's funny, actually, when I was diagnosed with this generalized anxiety disorder, I looked up all the symptoms and I'm like, this is 100% me. I looked up the symptoms and I'm like, holy shit. Every single one of these symptoms. So I was 100%, so I'm glad we figured out what was going on with me. Then I was put on a bunch of different medications and with that screwed up with my body. Like, the reason why I gained so much weight was because of those medications. I'm always in the 1 percentile. Always. Like, if there was a symptom, if it says a possibility of gaining weight, knock the one off the shelf. No. That's like the worst for my body. But yeah, like I said, suicidal thoughts. Again, I'm not having suicidal thoughts, but I've been having thoughts of just dying in general. Thoughts of people killing me. So I don't know if that's my anxiety or what, but I knew for a fact I needed to be put back on medication. That makes a lot of sense now. I'm having body issues, and number 8 is changes to menstrual cycle. Holy shit, I've been having a lot of issues. I'm constantly I've been spotting every single day. And I'm not due for another week. Researchers estimate that more than 1/5 of women suffer depression at some time. This condition affects the hormone imbalance in the body, which can make women with depression more likely to experience irregular menstrual cycles. Like, you might get your period a few weeks early, period a few weeks late. That's pretty much a summary of what that paragraph is about. Okay, this one can be difficult for some people. Again, I feel like I'm a little more difficult to diagnose with depression because I experience a lot of these things on a daily, day-to-day basis already. Like this one, disturbed sleep. I already have a hard time falling asleep. It's always been an issue. I mean, I do take medication for that now. I'm not sponsored by anyone, by the way. I never get sponsored. So if I show something, I'm not sponsored by them whatsoever. But I take this thing called Atropine PM. Like, that's what I take. I'm showing it to you guys because a lot of sleep medications did not work for me. They always kept me up. My body has a really strange reaction to medications. It typically has the opposite of what's supposed to happen. Like when I was younger, Benadryl kept me awake. But again, number 9 is disturbed sleep. It disturbs the illness, the depression disturbs it in various ways. Some find it hard to get to sleep. Some people wake up earlier and can't get back to sleep. And again, if you're like me and already have that issue on a daily, day-to-day basis, the way to really figure out if it's your depression causing it, I think would be if it's worse. If you have a longer timing, if it takes you even longer to fall asleep. Like for me, it takes like an hour or 2 to fall asleep. But maybe with having depression, it would take 3 to 4 hours instead. Does it take double the amount of time to fall asleep? And if it does, then bam, that's a way for figuring it out. But again, you should really go see a doctor about it. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm speaking through my experiences. Yeah, okay, this would also make a lot of sense. Number 10 is pains. Yeah, it says it can cause a variety of mysterious pains. It can include headaches, but it's headaches, aches in different parts of the body, and even chest pains. And because these symptoms can be caused by serious physical ailments, they should never be taken lightly. Like chest pain should always be checked out by a doctor for diagnosis. And sometimes people who suffer from pain-inducing physical ailments become depressed as a result. Numbness, like I said before, I don't know if I said this before or not. Numbness, which means you lack emotions. If you don't feel anything, 0 emotions, very good sign. Because people confuse depression a lot with sadness and numbness, because depression is mainly no feelings. But some people might experience depression as sadness. Again, how I know I'm experiencing depression is because I feel absolutely nothing. There's so few times when I actually feel anything, and when I do, it feels amazing. It's like, yay, finally, I'm feeling something. I'm able to feel negative emotions, but not happy emotions. I'm able to express them, but I'm not able to feel them. It is so strange. And the one time I was feeling emotions was when I was around my crush. I'm not going to get into it because I don't know if anyone from my school is going to see this video. But when I was with my crush, like the other day, I was happy. And the fact that he makes me feel like that is a really good sign. So, a good thing to do is to talk to someone. See a therapist. If you have a therapist, go talk to your therapist. But make sure you have the right therapist. The right therapist can help you. If you have a therapist that's not right for you, you should know. If it feels like you're fighting with them half the time, then find another therapist. You should not be fighting with your therapist. Your therapist is supposed to help you, not fight with you. Same thing with a psychiatrist. Go see a psychiatrist. If you're experiencing depression very badly, very, very badly, absolutely see a psychiatrist. He could prescribe. He can prescribe you with the right medication. Different medications for different people. There's a thing I did, like months ago, that's called GeneSight. It's actually really good. It's really helpful because with GeneSight, all you have to do is get the inner part of your cheek swabbed, and then they figure out what medications will work for you, what medications won't. It tells you what medications will work for your body and what medications don't, and it's great. And they all do it based on the chemistry of your body. Wait, what am I looking for? But just make sure you talk to the right people. If your friends are really your friends, then they'll be there for you. They'll talk to you. I mean, talk to your friends. Talk to people who will actually listen. That's why going to a therapist is a really good idea, because they'll talk to you without judging you. They won't say you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. A therapist will talk you through it. That's what a good therapist will do. But again, yeah, talk to the right people. I mean, your friends will always be able to help you and all. If they're good friends, they won't be judging you. They won't knock you out from their lives just because they have depression. I mean, if you feel like they'll knock you out of their lives, then talk to them and be like, hey, why are you acting like this to me? But if your friends are really your friends, then they'll be there for you. And maybe before you even start talking, explain to them, look, I don't need advice. I just need someone to talk to. Say that. Because I know if I don't say that, they're going to start saying stuff like, why try to my trust? It's like, okay, I'm not asking for your advice. I am asking you to listen to me. And it does get frustrating, like, especially when you have depression, because it's just like, can you, look, I'm not asking you to baby me. I'm asking you to take my feelings into consideration, to take me into consideration. I'm not saying that everything has to be about me, but, and I understand you have your own lives. I understand you have your own life, but don't be knocking me out because of this. Okay, now I'm going to have a say message to people who have friends with depression. Don't piss them off. Do not piss us off. You gotta be careful with what you say, because if you're not careful, then you might sink us in deeper than you even realize. A PSA. But that's just how I legitimately feel. I'm gonna charge up my phone. That's just my thing with depression. Just you gotta be careful with what you say to us, because if you say the wrong thing, then you might sink us in deeper. And explain to your friends, look, I'm going through depression. Like, I can't just say, look, I'm going through a lot right now. It's like, I bet I'm being a freaking hypocrite because I don't tell my friends this. I mean, I told my one friend this, my one best friend this, that I'm going through depression right now. If you're trying to tell your friends what you're going through and you're constantly interrupted, it makes it worse. Like, take your friend, go to a private place and talk to them there. It's never good. I don't think it's ever a good idea to talk to a friend about this serious stuff when they're around other people, especially people who might not understand. And if your friend doesn't understand, then you honestly, that's all you can really do is tell your friends, like, look, I don't expect you to understand. I don't expect you to get of what I'm going through, but could you at least listen to, like, what I have to say and how I feel? I think it's very important. In fighting depression, I understand when, again, I talked about this earlier, when with depression you lose interest in things that you're typically interested in. Try and find other things that make you happy. Listen to some music, watch movies. Like, lately I've got myself addicted to the song. It's not a new song. It's called Jesse Hold On. Oh, Jesse, be strong. Just hold on. It came out in 1998 or 1999, I can't remember. But it's by Bewitched. It's the same band who sang C'est la vie. Like, for some odd reason, that's helping me stay strong for some reason. Why? I have no freaking idea. Typically, what keeps me calm is a song called Obstacles by Sid Mattles. It's in the game Life is Strange. I'm obsessed with Life is Strange. I've been obsessed for years now. But I only know because Jacksepticeye uploaded a video of it a few years back, and I was constantly watching those videos. And I started playing the game, then I was having computer difficulties, which now I have to start the game all over again. Very annoying. Bye. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not fat enough. I mean, that makes no sense. Hold on a second. People think it's black or white. If it's black or white. Sorry, great song. Michael Jackson. I'm a really bad person to talk to.